Yeah, so basically it is simple. What happens when I do this, I'm doing a get request. So Django will look for this among its URLs, but usually it focuses on this first part, home. Yeah. So if I come to my site here, in the project folder there is a urls.py file, right? So this is why it will start looking for them. Now, like on line 21, we had created a what? We had created a path object. We had, so that has the route. When this one is matched, it kind of like calls this, and then this name is just used to make it is used in templates and URLs to kind of like help in mapping. Yes, yeah, but giving it a name attribute, it will help us to kind of like not hard code our views. Yeah, you realize that I had changed some of these because as I will explain, in the views you can have views as normal functions, or you can have the views as classes. Yeah. Yeah, but though with the views as classes, as there is, you write less called. Okay, and now like this one, if this one is matched, it calls this one. It calls this this method called as view. Yeah, actually, when you call this method as view, it returns a function that is called when this one is matched, kind of something like that. Yeah, so when this one is matched, then at the views, we are looking for home view, something like that, and we have a home view here. Oh, with the home view, I have two versions of the home view. I have this one up here that is commented out. Let me try to uncomment it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so basically what the home view does, like what we were doing last time, of course it takes in a request. Yeah, it expects a request when it is being called. Yeah, and that's what this one does, in that when it is calling this function, for this case it will be, maybe instead of dot this, then it will be views.home. Yeah, since we have a function there, we have a function here. Yeah, this one. Yeah. So what it does, so let me first comment out actually this one, and realize actually still our code will work properly. Let me try to run it. Okay, it is saying template does not exist at home. I don't know which template they're talking about. Yeah, but I'm yet to find out. Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah. I did some name spacing, so this is blog/index. Yeah. So this should work. Yeah. So basically, we are looking for this. It comes, it matches. Then it comes here. So when it calls this at this point here, when it calls this, it will pass. It will pass the request. It will, when it is calling it, it will do something like that. It will pass the request object to this view. Yeah, exactly. So that's what happens at that time, and then and realize right now it is the only parameter here. Yes. So, but basically what you're doing here in the home view, we are declaring a variable called articles, and we are doing a select all from article to bring out all the objects in the article. And then we are sending back the response. Yeah, because views they receive requests and they send out responses of 404. 404 if at all the resource you are looking for doesn't exist. Yeah, so in the return here we have a render method that takes the request. The render is a shortcut. Actually, if at all we were to do it the long way, we would have to use something like HTTP response something. Yeah, but this kind of like is a shortcut for that. Yeah, so it takes in the request, the template, and anything. Usually they call it the context. Anything you are sending to the template. Right now we are sending something called my stories. It's a dictionary. It has a key called my stories, and it has the value of the articles that we have gotten from the database. Yeah. So now the response is will be rendered in templates, blog, then index. Yeah. So when you're in index, we expect to look for to have something like my stories. Yeah, which is here. Right now it is actually a list. Yeah. Yeah, because this actually kind of like it. Okay, it gives us a sequence. It doesn't necessarily. It is not necessarily a list. Actually, if you try, let's try to print the type of articles. Yeah, let's try to print the type of articles. Let me first try. I think we just do this, and then I'll see what it gives us here. Yeah. So actually, here it is saying that it is actually what it has given us is a class of Django.models.query set. Basically, it is a query set object. Yeah. But the only thing that makes it interesting is that since it's one or the other, it's a sequence. That means it is iterable. We can loop over it to get the single items that are inside there, and that is what is happening here. Yeah. So we use our normal for loop here. We loop through my stories, and as we're looping, we are getting each story. Yeah. While you get each story, we try to render it down here. You see, I'm trying to get some of the. Since I have a story now, I can access its ID. I can access this. This actually, we can do it both ways. You can either use it as article, or we can actually do article dot I think it was title. Yeah, title. This will still give us the same thing. Let's try to refresh and see if it gives us the same thing. Yeah, it actually gives us the same thing. And do you know why it gives us the same thing? Any guesses? Why? If at all we're outputting this object, while we're outputting this object, because I think if I'm to check the models file, let me try to look for the models file here. Yeah, we're trying to bring out this attribute here. That's why we are doing article dot title. But even when we leave it as title, it actually gives us what we need. Why do you think that is the case? Any guesses?
I can.
Yes?
Yeah, I can guess. Because
Yes?
because the class in the models file, its representation is a string, which is denoted by the double underscore string, double underscore, that one. Yeah. So that how do they even call them? Such kind of stuff.
Magic methods. Magic methods.
That one, it is represented
Pardon? Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, John, you're actually right. You're right. Yeah. So basically, what we did
Yeah,
here,
as a string,
yes.
if you call
Okay. Thank you very much, John, for actually your response. And it's actually right. Yeah, it's actually right because the thing is, uh, since actually in our model, we defined something. We actually already in the super class, I mean in the parent class, there is already a definition of this class. If at all you want to know that actually the definition exists, let's try to do dev underscore underscore str. You realize that it kind of like brings the whole definition here. But the thing is, since we have inherited it, that means if you want, you can overwrite it and make it do what we actually want. And that is what we did here. So we said, okay, the string representation of the object will return the title instead. Yeah, and so we overrode this, and the title will be returned instead, which is actually what we want. There is also also you'll see in other documentations that you read, there will be another method that was overrode also in one way or the other. It's called get absolute URL. Basically, it helps you map out the URL of the single what article, and realize that one of the argument it takes is the name attribute of the URL that we created. Now, like here, this article detail, if at all you go to urls.py, it's actually the same article detail here. Yeah, this is also one use of these names here, right? Article detail. So instead of mapping the whole URL here, we only use the name of that path. Yeah. Then also there is this keyword arguments. Basically, this is the primary key that you're trying to reference, but it uses these two values to map out a URL to that specific object. Yeah, we shall see more about this later on. But at least I just wanted to show you where some of these things are coming. But like I said, with views, we have function-based views and class-based views. One thing you should know, Django has this philosophy of not repeating yourself. Yeah, that's why you see the models are really clean. Yeah? As in, and usually, and they say the model is actually the single source of truth about your data. Yeah, and when you actually have the models, you can actually create forms out of the models for user interface. You can do a lot of things. Yeah, like as we're gonna see. Yeah, but since I'd already written this code snippet, I just wanted us to try to freestyle this. And in case you have any question, please feel free to ask. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So usually with templates, there is let me say, with templates there is no much to kind of like try to work upon. But one thing you should know, with templates we have I think whatever you open you have to close, even if it's a block. Yeah, we shall also talk about extending blocks. Yeah, but one thing I know with the template is it's their templating engine, and it looks similar to Ginger, the templating engine of Flask. Yeah, but usually this is how it works. If at all you have a conditional statement or a loop, you have to use angle brackets, percentage, and then at the end here, if you have a function inside here, don't actually call it like this. It will be, Ginger will call it automatically. Yeah, Ginger will call it automatically. So that is no issue to worry about. All right. So with regards to our article example that I started last time, I managed to finish, let me say, the crude of everything, because last time, by the time I think by the time we saw it last time, we had only managed to output these items here. They are a bit vague, but they kind of like bring out the whole gist of the situation. So when you click on each single article, it kind of like brings the details. If at all you want to update, you can actually come here. By the way, you should try to look for this documentary. Is nice, called Our Planet, which is a 7-part maybe series. Let me try to though I didn't actually I didn't change I didn't change the naming to add here, but we shall try to change that. Yeah, but basically we did all the crude. What I did, I done the read, there is the create, there is the update, and there is the delete. Basically to try maybe to look through the views and try to do a post-mortem on some of this code. For the let's start with this one, with the home route, the one that kind of like brings out all the articles. Yeah, so this is one way of doing it, using the function based view. And then if I told you are to use the class based view, we could have something like this. I'll just try to explain this. Let me explain one by one. Yeah. So if at all you really don't want to do this, and you want to maybe you want to use the class-based option, yeah, you could actually, as long as you import from view. So you go to Django.views, you import view. This is the parent class that knows how a view should kind of like behave. Then this view, you'll do what you'll first of all, anything you want to add to the context, you'll put it up here. Now, like here, want to send the articles, it's more or less actually like this, but or actually it would be better if at all you do everything in the inside the get, because actually when it wants to define like that, if it's a get request, this is the method that will be called. If it's a post request, you can just come and say def post self maybe request. If at all, I'm assuming you could do a lot of maybe form validations inside here. Then whatever you could do for a post. Yeah. So basically, let's try actually to run this instead of this. Since we have made this change, then we have to go back to Any guesses what we are going to do next? Because we have changed this view. It used to be a function based view on line 10 to 13, but now it is a class based view. What do you think is going to change? What do you think we have to change after changing this view? Any guesses? Anyone to guess what we have to do next to make sure our code works well? Okay, let's first try to run it. Already it's bringing some errors here. Okay, it is saying line 32 has an issue. Let's try to, actually I know why it is saying line 32 has an issue, because of this. We defined that function and we didn't use it. Okay, but it says here path home views.home name is equals to home, and then it is saying module blog.views has no attribute home. Does anyone know? Oh, my machine had crashed the chat, but gladly I'm back. So by the time I left, I had asked you about what we should do to make sure our code actually works. Does anyone have any guesses on what is stopping this code from working? Hope everyone can see properly. Should I increase, or the font is okay? Should I increase the font?
It's okay.
Now give us the solution.
I think when you're calling class-based views, it is quite different. Because the URL, from what I'm seeing in the error there, the URL is complaining that that what you're giving it is a function-based view name, yet you're supposed to give it a class-based view name.
So where do we go to rectify this?
You go to the urls.py of this, yes, on line 21.
Okay, so we change this.
Yes, that's where the error is. Okay.
Okay, so we change it to what?
Maybe home as views.
Dot as view, yeah.
As view.
Exactly, yeah. So actually, this should solve this, and yeah, we do have so if at all, yeah, it's actually, wait, yeah, it's now working. Though it is giving us some very nice errors. It's giving us nice errors. Home object has no attributes articles. Home object has no attributes articles. Okay, let's see where this is going now. I hope it has told us where the error is. Home object has no attributes articles. Okay. Views.py line 20. Views.py line 20. Oh, exactly. Oh, yeah. Yeah. At first, I had put articles up here as a class attribute. Yeah, but I just made a change when I was calling it here to this. That's why, and since it's in the main function here, self should not be involved, because self only works if at all we are trying to access a class attribute inside a method, but this time around we can access it directly the way it is. Yeah, so let me try to run this again. Okay. Yeah, it works now. All right, moving on. Yeah, so that is actually one way of creating of using the class-based views. Yeah, we realize actually this one and this one, they're almost the same. The only difference is this one is defined as a function, this one is defined as a class. Yeah, but you can also take it a notch higher and try to customize this. Yeah, because one thing you should know actually, in Django, these things, they are almost, should I call them, they are repetitive processes, things that happen all the time. Yeah, all the time. Our Django app will need to get items from the database in form of a list. Yeah, so they are kind of like, that behavior is generic. It is common, generic per se. Yeah, I hope that's the right interpretation, but it's generic. So what we do, Django created two views here. It created two generic views. One is called list view, another one is called detail view. Yeah, detail view here. So and they're from the generic module. These two classes, if at all we want to output a list, we use the list view. If at all we want to output the detail, we use a detail view. So that's why there is this scenario now, the last scenario on line 26 to 29. Yeah, we are inheriting from the list view. It's still the home. Yeah, but all we are doing here, we just create an attribute of model, the model you want to actually refer to create these objects. Then we have something called the context object name. Yeah, the context object name is kind of like the object you are sending to be rendered. Yeah, and the template name. Yeah, if at all you don't define these values, Django gives them default values, but sometimes the default values may not be the values we are referencing, unless you know how Django's naming convention is done. Yeah. There is also usually a trick that we usually use to kind of like try to determine. There is a trick we usually use to try to determine where on the page we are. If at all we want to make it dynamic per se, maybe because this concept object name will only send one thing. Yeah, will only send one thing, and actually that one thing will be like you saw, it was a query set. But if at all you want to send extra, let me say, data to the front end or to your HTML rendering using the context, yeah, there is a method called get context data that we could actually override. So what we do, I'm assuming now, usually now how this one works now, supposing in your file here, this one, instead of document, you want it to reflect that this is actually the home page, dynamically though. to show that this is the home page, blah blah blah, in your title bar there. We could have something like this, home page. Of course, right now this one won't work because we have not yet defined it. Yeah, but what we do, we can create it from inside here. Actually, it's going to literally look like this. Yeah, because I try to use them a lot. Yeah, so what you do, we shall first create call the super class for the context, and then we define our own context. So it is a dictionary. So we are going to maybe, let me say, home. Okay, let me just say custom title, custom underscore title. Then I'm equating it to home page, the way you see it there, right? Then all I'm doing is returning the context. Yeah. So now our context will have my stories, and it will also have custom title. Yeah. So just come here and replace it with custom underscore title, because it is the key. It is the key of the word. It is the key that we have defined there. So I'm hoping once I reload, instead of document, I should have home page somewhere up there. Exactly. And this is what I have up here. Yeah. So maybe in one way or the other, you realize that when we are using class-based views, there are some features actually come out. It is easier to implement some of these features. Yeah. All right. Okay, so that is all for this is all we have tried to do on the list view. Do you have any questions on how I've implemented the class-based view using our generic list view? Do you have any questions? John, I think it's okay for now with regards to class-based views.
Yeah, they're okay though. But do you think it is? I mean, different pages have different what? Maybe function-based views that are rendering those pages. So don't you think it is just better to get pass the name of that title to the context of the different pages that you want rendered?
Yeah, it is okay. It is okay actually. Though I just wanted to show you that actually forget about the titles thing. All I wanted to show you that is that if at all you are in a class-based view and you want to send more data to the for rendering in your HTML, this is the way you can do it. So if at all we are here and there is still some more data we want to send via the context, we just add it here, and actually it will be added to that. Maybe let me say some underscore more underscore data. Then maybe I like football. If that is the data you want to send. Yeah, this is how you can send extra data to the what? To the template. Are we together? It is just so if at all I come here and I create this, and I just say some underscore more more data. Yeah. So if at all I try to, yeah, you see, I like football. It came through. So basically, I'm just trying to show you that when you are in a class-based view, they will always, in most cases, there will be need to send more data to your what? To your front end. Yeah, to your template. Yeah. If at all we are doing it in a function-based view, we would actually just have, we would have just added, I would have just added key value pairs inside here. Yeah, we would have just added key value pairs inside there. Something, and then full stop. I mean, then something. So basically, it depends on preference. Yeah, it depends on preference. But one thing, as you go on developing, one thing you realize is that class-based views are a bit cleaner and less cluttered. Yeah, and a bit very, very organized. Yeah, that's one thing I realized. Yeah, but at some point, it's all about preference. If at all you want to use class-based views, use class-based views. If at all you want to use function-based views, use function-based views. But the reason why it came up, it's because of this notion of not repeating yourself, in that there were very many scenarios where people were doing the same things, and yet we could do what? We could avoid that. Yes. Have you gotten my point, John? John, hope you have gotten my point. Okay. So moving on, basically, yes, John, are you there? Okay. Yeah. So maybe just to give just to give you a small assignment, at least I'm going to share the. I'm just going to share the models file. I will share the models file. I'll just share this models file on our group, and then you guys, at least based on what we have done, at least you try to do something like this. You try to do something like this. I know it will be more stylish than this, yeah, because I didn't try to get fancy with styles, yeah. But I'm going to share this models file. I'm going to share the models file so that you can go ahead and create the CRUD and create the CRUD for the article. You can either use class-based views or you can use function-based views. And Friday we can present this, because it's do only for the articles model. Don't do the comment model. Yes, yeah. So just do the CRUD of the article, and then I think we shall kind of like try to dive into what you have managed to do on Friday. Yeah, so it shouldn't be that hard. Yeah, and I'm excited to see you guys present this.